What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett,
I'm Lance.
and this is Rants or Us. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Alright, so today we're going to do something a little bit different here on Rants or Us. We're actually going to do character breakdowns of each of the main characters of Cobra Kai. And we're going to start off with the character of Hawk today. So, Lance, tell me, what do you think of Hawk the first 3 seasons?
He's one of my favorite characters. Like I know I've said it before, but he's one of my absolute favorite characters. And at times I don't like the direction they start trying to take it, but he's he's one of my favorite characters. He's one of the strongest characters in the show for sure.
I think to me, he is a character that I won't say I liked him from the very beginning. I remember the first time I saw him when Miguel went and sat at that table with him. I'm like, I don't like either one of these guys.
Okay. When Miguel first went and met him and stuff, I was like, these are just some little characters. Like,
yeah, I didn't think
they're not going to amount to nothing. I didn't realize how important actually Hawk and Dimitri, both of them are going to be, but Hawk especially. Like,
I thought Hawk in season 1, I thought him. Look, you could see the growing animosity between Hawk and Dimitri in season 1. So it didn't really come as a shock to me when they parted ways, basically, and become kind of adversaries. But
nothing has really came to a shock with me when it comes to those two. Like them splitting up or whatever didn't come to a shock, but then Hawk's little redemption where he goes and fights for Dimitri didn't really shock me. I seen that coming too, just little things, because like in the beginning of season 3 when he breaks his arm, you could tell he didn't really want to, but he felt pressure from Cobra Kai to do so. And so I saw his turning point coming with that as well. But throughout, like, there's just so many things when it comes to Hawk that we could touch on. You want to talk from his growth from a nerd to a badass, and then from that to his relationship woes, and then
yeah, definitely. I kind of see Hawk as being a character. Like, he's a character to me that's growth. So you might look at it a little bit differently. I know we've talked about this even before. I feel like there's a growth in Hawk. Like, there's, whether you love it or hate it, there's a growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
He went from that nobody to somebody, and then somebody to nobody.
And then now that he's going down the whole redemption part, you're still going to see a character growth on that storyline. He's a well-versed character. Like,
and see, me personally, I don't believe he needs a redemption arc. Like, I don't actually believe he needs it. That's where you and I are going to disagree with.
Yeah, that's where we differ, because you don't like Dimitri.
No, I don't.
Where fans that do like Dimitri are going to look at it as, oh, I'm glad that Hawk went and helped Dimitri and became his friend again.
Yeah. See, I looked at... No, go ahead.
Where you're like, well, screw that guy because he was a douchebag to Hawk too, which he was, but they were douchebags to each other.
Yeah.
But that whole relationship there, nothing that happened there was one sided. Nothing was all Dimitri's fault. Nothing was all Hawk's fault.
No, that's where we'll agree on that one.
Yeah,
it is that, but where I
think they both went too far at times.
Yeah, where I would actually disagree in that aspect. Disagree with you is the fact of, to me, really, yes, they did do both things that were bad to each other, but I always looked at it as two characters that were going in opposite directions. And it wasn't like it was any one of it was wrong. It's just they were going.
No, and I could agree with that to an extent. And like, And my thought process when it comes to Dimitri and Hawk up until, yeah, Dimitri starts to learn to fight or
Mm-hmm.
whatever and does start to get physical later. But
Mm-hmm.
at first, it was like Hawk was attacking him physically, so
Mm-hmm.
Dimitri felt like he had to attack him mentally. And
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that aspect because of the personality differences
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But but but
Or,
but see,
they were both leaning on their strengths, where Dimitri was stronger with his brain and Hawk was stronger physically.
but isn't it kind of funny? See, even when you're talking about even the redemption arc, where maybe Hawk is trying to kind of do right, maybe a little bit more with Dimitri, is because right now they're back at the exact same level as what they were at the very beginning of this show, where where they were losers together and now they're fighters together. So it's like they're catching up. Once they catch up to each other, they're friends again.
They're good.
It's when they're
Yeah.
on different levels that they're not friends. Like they're not.
Maybe.
They're not
Maybe.
your.
I think it was kind of like, to me it's almost like a brother relationship in a way, and hear me out when I
Mm-hmm.
talk about this, because yes, like Hawk and Dimitri got into it, and Hawk would beat the shit out of Dimitri and break his arm or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But then it was like, I'd be damned if I'm gonna let somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I can get that because I got siblings. Like,
Yeah.
I might
Oh
say
yeah.
something about my sister, but you're not gonna. Like,
What's
so
it?
I get it. I get that. So that's how I see that part of it. I don't think it was so much of I'm gonna go. I didn't see it as I'm gonna go side with them now,
Yeah.
as much as it was I can't let somebody else do it to them.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those. Look, this is one thing that I always had a
That, and I
problem
do
with.
think that Hawk was seeing it like this too. Like, it started out him. He joined Cobra Kai because of his friendship with Miguel to begin with, anyway.
Yeah.
And then at the end there, these guys are beating the crap out of Miguel. They're beating the crap out of Dimitri, and these are my friends. This is why I wanted to learn how to fight. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let nothing happen to these guys. These are
Yeah.
my true brothers. Not. I
Yeah.
think he finally woke up from being brainwashed by Kreese, is what it was.
Well, I think like I said, I just felt like they were two people. Like I didn't when they started going their kind of separate ways a little bit. I kind of looked at it as well. You know what? That's sometimes
Well,
teenagers
okay,
in a lot of
yeah,
different
and
ways.
that would have
It's
been
not.
fine. That would have been fine to just go in your separate ways without the bullying and without the back and forth. Like, you writing something bad about Cobra Kai online, so now I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, both of them were doing things,
Yeah.
and I think that if y'all were just gonna go your separate ways, go your separate ways. Everything could be cool. Like, we could still be friends without. Like, I think it all comes down to Dimitri went and joined another dojo. Like,
I took it as a completely different thing. I think where the trouble started was Dimitri would not accept this new way of Hawk. Like he would not accept this version of Hawk. He wanted the old Hawk
but at
back.
the
He
same
didn't want
time,
the new Hawk at all.
and I can see that, but at the same time, it's like Hawk wouldn't accept Dimitri as a nerd. He kept trying to make him be a badass. Like,
Yeah,
so, like, that's what I'm saying. It's both sides there. Like,
yeah,
y'all are
but
both wrong. Like,
again, this is the way I look at it. If you were, of course, if you're trying to get out of a rut and you see, and let's face it, being a nerd in that school, in that specific school, is definitely a bad thing because there's a lot of bullying that goes on in that school. But if you are someone that's trying to get out of a rut, and then someone's constantly trying to pull you back into the rut, and you're trying to pull them out of the
see, I
rut,
don't see it that way
then
because I didn't see it as Dimitri trying to pull him back into it. I seen it as Hawk was trying to change Dimitri just as much as Dimitri's trying to change
oh,
Hawk.
I believe that, but I kind of felt
And
like Hawk was trying to change Dimitri for the better, and Dimitri was trying to change him
to
back to the
on but
other.
for the better in whose eyes, because
Yeah, I
you're
get it.
either
I
like,
mean, yeah,
because
I
if
get that. You're right
you
in that way.
change you this way, now you're a fucking bully just like everybody
Yeah,
else. Like,
yeah, and I get it, but I'm talking about from a teenage popularity standpoint.
I
Nothing
don't know.
more
I
than
guess
that.
I just never gave a damn about that type of
Yeah,
stuff, so I
I
can't
know, and I
relate.
get it, and I'm that way too. I don't care. I
And
didn't care
it's
about that
like,
stuff back then.
I'm
But
sorry. It's like
to me, a
we've been
friend is
best
a
friends for 20 years. If all of a sudden I found out I was a
yeah,
badass and you're not, I'm not gonna force you into it. I'm not gonna start
yeah.
bullying you because you disagree with me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I kind of feel like when it comes to, I'm one of those types of people. And look, we've been friends for 20 something years.
Yeah,
I am the type of person, and I know you are too. That hey, you know what, uh, ride or die people. Like we are, we are.
yeah,
We're friends at no
yeah.
matter which
And
part of level we are in life. We just transition. Of course, we've transitioned a lot into. If you really think about it, even in our friendship, we have transitioned in a similar manner to each other. So there's really not been that.
we haven't though.
Yeah,
Like, okay, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, we've gone through like stages at the same
yeah.
time, but we're also like
But it wouldn't have mattered either way. I don't
a
think.
lot of people probably look at us and be like, "How are they friends?" Because
Yeah,
we're like almost
yeah,
polar opposites.
yeah.
Like,
I know. But I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think it would have mattered uh, in that regard
I don't think it
of
would have
whether or
mattered
what if we were on different
if
stages. But I can see where in a lot of relationships it could.
if they had both had the mentality of, "Hey, if this ain't for you, it's not for you, but we can still be boys."
Yeah,
It would have been okay, but instead they were like, "Well, I remember how you used to be,"
yeah,
and then Hawk's like, "Well, I know what kind of I know you could be a badass if you really wanted to." Like, so it was like they just couldn't accept each other for who they were
no.
becoming or who they were
And I de-
already.
and I definitely think Hawk was going down a bad road. Look, when he went in there and he saw Mr. Miyagi's medal, that was completely and totally wrong. And I felt like if there was anything that he needed to apologize for, and I kind of felt like they just swept over it a little too easily,
Yeah, I
is
think so
him and
too.
Miguel.
Like, I think so too because, which now it doesn't even matter because neither one of them are Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
Because the whole situation got handled like, Miguel took the medal back and beat the crap out of Hawk.
yeah.
And then when they tried to talk about it, Hawk was like, "We were opponents for a day, with Cobra Kai for life."
Yeah, and it's just like it's not like, hey man, you just straight up stole
I'm
the
sorry,
medal.
yeah,
Like,
that was the Medal of Honor, man. Like, that's not cool. Like, I
no,
don't care. Like,
no. Like
I
I
don't
can,
care how much you've been bullied. I don't
yeah.
care what kind of person you're trying to transition into. That shit ain't cool.
No, that is like the
And
worst
that's
type
why
of
I
person that
assumed
does that.
that, that's why I assumed
Yeah,
that Hawk was going to be the ultimate bad guy.
yeah, I did too.
Thrown me that it's kind of thrown me that he's coming back around and Robbie's going to be the bad guy. Like,
See, I kind of look at it as I don't necessarily believe Robbie is going to be the ultimate bad guy. I think there's going to be a lot of transitions in
I think
season
there's going to be a
4.
lot of transitions, transitioning back and forth with
Hmm.
multiple characters throughout the entire series, and I'm hoping it's not over after
I
season
really,
four. But
you know what? I would have actually have enjoyed it more if Kreese would have. Yes, I get it. Kreese did brainwash Hawk in a lot of ways, but
and
I would like to have seen it
I
go a
honestly
step
don't even
further.
think that I don't even think that Robbie's going to be the ultimate bad guy. I think Tori is going to be the ultimate bad guy.
I think that's what Kreese was setting her up for. I mean, look, when he went to her apartment, he had just got done telling Hawk, we need a champion or whatever, and then he goes to Tori's. What the next scene over. So I mean, he's looking at
Yeah.
Kreese is looking at Tori as being
Yeah,
the
and I think there's
champion.
reasonings behind that. I think there's going to be some kind of, I don't know exactly what, but I think there's going to be some kind of relation between Tori and Terry Silver.
Well, see, I would
I,
have,
I, I haven't quite
yeah.
pinpointed that just yet, but I think there's going to be some correlation there.
Well, would you have liked to seen a, more of a competition between Tori and Hawk? Would you have liked to have maybe seen them competing for maybe Kreese's attention and love and things along those lines, or admiration, I guess you could say? Would you have liked that? I would have personally have liked that. Just seen at
I
least seen
I don't
some
know.
of it.
I kind of enjoy Hawk. I kind of see that. Look, no matter what happened, Hawk was going to be with Miguel.
Yeah,
Like that was a
yeah,
given because the whole reason that Hawk was all pissed off at Johnny was because Miguel got hurt.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, and I get that
and then
totally
when
too.
Robbie joins Cobra Kai, that's what starts getting Hawk to thinking maybe this ain't the right place for me because Robbie comes into Cobra Kai and everybody just kind of like welcomes him in there. And he's like, y'all forget this is the dude that took Miguel out, right? Y'all
Yeah,
remember that shit, right?
and
I have an issue with this. Like,
yeah. But I can see this is the way I always kind of look at Hawk too. I look at it, and whether in season 2 and 3 especially, Hawk is someone that is trying to be this bully, but at the end of the day, there's still a part of Hawk in there
I don't
that's
think
like,
that.
oh, I don't
See,
like the way I'm feeling in this. Like it's like he
yeah,
feels
yeah. He,
uncomfortable in that situation.
I feel like he has the mentality of I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be a bully to keep from getting bullied.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna go back to letting somebody
yeah.
bully me. And
But
so I think he goes too far because of that.
I definitely I would
But
agree with you totally on that
I
one.
think that he has reservations. Like even when he was doing stuff to the new guys and stuff, I don't think he really was doing it out of meanness as
No,
much as it was to motivate them to become Cobra Kai.
yeah,
But
he was trying to grab them and tell them, hey, you know what, this is what's expected,
if you're
and
gonna be in this, you're gonna be a badass
yeah,
and get out.
yeah.
Like I get that. I
Yeah.
do.
So I mean, I kind of felt like I felt like that there was that he was a
Like I mean,
that Hawk is
there's a.
a. Hmm.
I love Hawk.
I do
I
too.
just don't. I don't hate Dimitri.
See, I hate. See, that's where you and I will completely do. When we get to our Dimitri video, I'll completely go off on him. I hate everything about Dimitri. I don't like. He's one of the few characters in there that I don't find that interesting at all. I just don't like
Mine
anything
is
about him.
mine is Robbie, and I know a lot
I
of
don't like
people.
Robbie either. I don't like Robbie.
I think a lot of people love Robbie, but I mean, it's not so. Like I said before, it's not so much the character as it is the
You know,
actor playing the character. But
you know
as far
what?
as Hawk goes, I think I personally would say, as far as the kids all go, he's the best character, even
I,
better than I like him more than I like Miguel. Like,
I would have liked to have seen Hawk and Robbie more in confrontation after Miguel's. Uh,
oh, and
yeah,
I think you're gonna in the next season.
yeah. I don't think that's going to be something that Hawk is going to just so easily forget and
See, I
forgive.
don't know though. I also kind of want to see this because remember this that Kyler kid that gave Hawk so much hell his entire
Hmm.
life
Hmm.
is part of Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
I kind of want to see him and Hawk go at it.
yeah. You know
We
what? I'd
already
actually be kind
because
of
we
cool with
already
that.
see Miguel beat that guy up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want to see Hawk and him kind of go at it and go ahead and let Miguel and Robbie have another go.
see, Miguel, I'm kind of sick and tired of the whole Miguel and Robbie thing. Like, I'm not into that because it's all
See,
over a girl,
I'm
really.
not because nothing has gotten settled other than you took a cheap shot and kicked him over a rail.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, everybody's, that was the thing that drove me crazy about season 3 is everybody's like, oh, well, Robbie, he deserves, this chance. Even LaRusso and all them are like, he deserves this chance. He just straight up kicked a kid off a railing. Like, I mean,
On
cheap
a second
shotted him.
floor balcony and broke his back.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was that was
I
about
think the
as
only
low
reason
blow as you
people,
can get.
I honestly think the only reason people get so behind Robbie is it's Johnny's kid and they want to see
Yeah.
a happy ending for Johnny.
Yeah,
Not,
and I would be cool with that. But even going back to the Hawk thing, there is so many confrontations that I would love to have seen. I would have loved to see more of a Tory Hawk confrontation. I would love to see more of a
See,
Robbie
my thing with
confrontation.
the Tory thing is I'm hoping that when Terry Silver comes in, she has something to do with that because at this point, I feel like the only point of her being there is to have an opponent for Samantha.
Yeah, and you know what? I was hoping that you were wrong on that one, but I think you're totally right on that one because I was hoping that there was more to Tori than that because she is to me an interesting character, but I just kind of feel like there's just not any there with her. Like I feel like her character is just to be there to be an antagonist to Samantha all the way, and I
I
hate
think
that
so
role.
too, and I don't like that.
I don't
So I hope that they bring more to light about Tori than that. But overall, Hawk is my probably my number 2 favorite character in the entire show.
You know, I like him and Miguel. I'm huge Miguel fan too. I feel like Hawk in the last 2 seasons has maybe had better moments than Miguel. I don't like the whole Miguel storyline with the whole Samantha thing. I feel like we have enough of these shows. You know, I want to see.
I could get that. I could get that to an extent.
It's just played out.
I
To me.
think that if I picked my favorite characters, it would be Johnny, and then Hawk, and then Miguel.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. But see, I would. You know what? That's another thing. I would have liked to have seen in season 3 a little bit more confrontation between Hawk and even Johnny because look, there was that one scene where hey, you know, he was pissed at Johnny for what had happened to Miguel, and then all of a sudden it's just like, you know, there was hardly anything else after that. Like I didn't like that.
And well, me personally,
There's no build up.
I would enjoy more confrontation. Period in season 3. To me, season 3 was just a little too laid back. I got used to the tempo of the first 2 seasons were really action filled for me, and then with season 3, at times I was kind of bored. I'm be honest, but I mean, I still really enjoyed the show, but.
Well, from a you know a Hawks perspective, in that which season did you think was the best for him?
I would say season 1 because it showed that transformation, his original transformation. Like
that's basically
he went from a bullied kid, a meek kid that wouldn't talk, and to just all right. And, you know, and when Johnny like goes off on him in his first lesson, and Hawk like runs out of the dojo, I thought that was it.
Yeah, I did too.
I did not expect him to come back and be like, "What's up? Let me show you something," you know.
And that moment right there was one of the most important parts of the show for me because when he did that, I was like, okay, I want to know more about this kid.
When it comes to Hawk, absolutely, and so that's why I think season 1 was the. Now I did like a lot to do with him in season 2, but I felt like season 1 was the most important for that character, and I think that because I think if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have got the rest of it because no one would have cared about Hawk. Like
no way would have.
Or Eli or whatever, because he wouldn't even be Hawk if that didn't happen, you know.
Well, let me ask you this too. All right, what do you see in season 4 for Hawk? You think with complete redemption?
I think so. I think it's gonna be a lot with him and Dimitri, like getting back to where they were, but at different aspects of their life. Because let's face it, now Dimitri is starting to learn some things. He's not just taking crap anymore, and I think that it's gonna show a lot of brotherhood between him and Dimitri and Miguel. I think it's going to basically go back to they're still going to be like the 3 Musketeers, but now they're not nerds.
Yeah, and I'll say this: I don't think this is going to happen in season 4, but I do believe it'll happen eventually. I think we are eventually going to see a Hawk versus Miguel tournament final in some form or fashion. Down the road, or at least a fight between the two. I think there will be at least temporary break between those two. I don't think
it might. It might, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of Hawk versus Kyler in season 4 because of the fact that was his tormentor, and when he joined Cobra Kai, he never really got his vengeance, and I think that's something that needs to happen for that character.
And I think Hawk will want a little bit of vengeance on Kreese as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I think he really kind of felt a little bit used to a certain extent by him
Well,
too.
I think so too, especially when it was one thing when you were reaching out to Tori and stuff, but then when you started acting like Robbie was the second coming.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, he's going to be a little, yeah, he's going to be hurt, and he's going to be, I think, a little bit vengeful. I think he's going to look at it and go, you know what?
Now, see that's kind of where my interest lies with season 4 too. Outside of Hawk is Johnny and Kreese and Terry Silver and all them, because Johnny's gonna want some kind of retribution after my kid chose you over me.
Do you think that if Terry Silver, which it's almost 99.9% sure that Terry Silver is coming back, do you
No,
think
he'll
that
be
there's
there.
any way that Terry Silver could maybe persuade someone like a Hawk or a Miguel to come back to Cobra Kai to be the kind of someone to face in the tournament along with Robbie, or do you think that it'll just be
No, I
Robbie?
think that Terry Silver's focus is going to be Tori.
Tori. So you really do believe that there's a big connection between Tori and Terry
I do.
Silver?
I really do, and I think that Kreese is going to be focusing with Robbie so much as a shot at Johnny, and I think Terry Silver is going to put his focus on making sure that Tori beats the crap out of Daniel's daughter, because Terry and Daniel have a history.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, I could see that, but I just think overall, I'm really truly excited about Hawk in this upcoming season. Um, I'm interested in
I'm
how.
excited about Hawk because like I said, I want to see what happens between him and Kyler. I
Mhm.
want to see if it's going to be him and Kyler, him and Robbie, or if it's still going to be Miguel and Robbie. Like,
I would love.
well, I don't want to see the whole Miguel versus Kyler thing, because we already know how that's going to pan
Yeah,
out. Like, Miguel beat the crap out of that dude with all his friends by
yeah.
himself.
I don't want to see him. I don't really want to see a Miguel Robbie fight again. Like not at
You're
least in a
gonna.
tournament. Not at least in a tournament. I don't mind if it's like outside the tournament. I don't want it to be inside the tournament. I would like to see maybe I don't know. Hawk
Okay, now
versus.
there was something that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me in, I think it was season 2, if I'm not mistaken. Was, okay, they all go and they get into this big brawl at the mall,
Mhm.
and nothing happens. But then they get into a fight at school and they go to jail. Like,
I know. There's a lot of moments in there. Romney stealing a car from a dealership and
yeah, yeah,
basically just getting a slap on the wrist from it. Like I
yeah. I
mean,
mean,
I don't even know if he even got in trouble for that. To be
within
honest
like
with you.
6, 7 episodes, he's out of juvie. So
Yeah, I know. So like, I don't even know if he even got in trouble for stealing the car in the first place. Like, so
no,
I don't really understand that.
because Daniel and what is his wife's name?
Nah,
Anyways, Daniel and his wife didn't press charges.
no. But I'll tell you another one. We are talking about Hawk. Hawk didn't get in trouble for what he did to Mr. Miyagi's. All that stuff. Like, there's been no retribution for him either.
Yeah.
With that, and
See,
maybe.
we talked about Hawk being a douchebag for taking the medal,
Hmm.
but then Robbie was also a douchebag because Miguel tried to bring it back and he hit it.
Oh, Robbie, yeah, Robbie was a douchebag in that
But
regard.
overall,
Yeah.
I think that Hawk is a very strong character. I mean, I think that he's very important to the series,
And I'm excited to see. What he's going to be like for season 4.
me
But
too.
we'll just have to wait and see. But guys, let us know. We're going to be doing this for all the main characters of Cobra Kai. Let us know if we've missed anything. I think we've kind of hit kind of the progression,
But
what
I'm
the
sure we missed
expectation
some
of things.
things because so many people see things differently,
Yeah,
and let
yeah.
us know y'all's thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, we're just trying to hit like, the expectations, their history, their their story so far. We're trying to hit on all those aspects of it. And I think overall I think we've kind of hit on all of that. Kind of run a little bit long, but hey, you know what? That's the way some of these videos are going to have to be on some things.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's just so much to
What
it. I mean,
you
this
try
is
you trying to put
three
three to
seasons.
four seasons into
Yeah,
one video?
yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
yeah,
So
that's just unfortunately, yeah, gonna happen. But overall, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all take care.